Today on Drawbli, we are drawing
mushroom dragons.
Click that subscribe button if you are new around here.
And comment below with other ideas of things you think will improve us as artists.
Speaking of comments in the below, this prompt of mushroom dragons is brought to you by Sierra.
Sierra in the comments. She commented on one of our previous videos with this suggestion.
It was a while ago. We're a little late to this one, but...
Sierra, I hope you're still watching because we really appreciated this suggestion. I personally had so much fun with this, just kind of creating it out of whatever headspace that existed without a whole lot of reference, just a lot of imagination and this reference of, well, here, let me talk about my reference for just one moment.
You used like some ink pen type stuff, which is what you do physically. So I think this was
my happy place.
Happy place. Sure.
my I would be doodling this on a piece of paper place.
Exactly.
I really enjoyed it. This is a statue. I read about this.
Oh, this is a real statue?
This is a real statue in Russia that is actually, it's huge and it's engineered to breathe actual fire.
What?
Yeah.
Who in their right mind made a giant dragon statue?
Somebody in Russia.
Fire?
Those Russians, you know. It's cold and it's dark out there, so you got to make a big statue.
It looks warm
that
and bright
fire.
in this JPEG.
It's a filtered JPEG.
Okay.
So Ben, I want to know, was there anything in particular you were hoping to work on with this?
Was there any the creativity side of my drawing? I guess because I don't do like a ton of concepting. A lot in my other work, so this was a great opportunity to practice some of that. So it's a very simple idea. I turned the head of a dragon into a mushroom.
I love that. No, I think I saw a glimpse of the finished result and I thought he was very cute and very fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun working on this one. In terms of like, you know, creating something or, you know, making a design for a mushroom dragon, I could definitely do a lot more. But this is what I came up with in roughly an hour.
I knew you had come up with this, so that's why I had to I was like, I can't do a dragon with a mushroom as a head. That's what Ben's doing. So I came up with my own thing on this side. I think you did such a good job, though. I am so excited for how this turns out.
So what was your idea going into this one? Was there anything that you wanted to work on specifically? Did you have a specific end image in your head?
No, I just wanted to really just tap into my flow and just see what came out, just kind of following this reference as a loose guideline. I wanted to bring in the fungal element. I think fungi are really cool.
They are, yeah.
I would love to do walks with like Google Lens and take pictures of all the different funguses that we see.
Which is something that we do quite often.
We do take a lot of walks, but we haven't yet started identifying fungi.
Not fungi, but trees.
We have started identifying trees.
We're all about the trees.
Yes, we will have to talk more about that at some point because it's really exciting.
So exciting.
So exciting. So yeah, I just had a lot of fun drawing these dragons and making each one like its own kind of mushroom themed dragon with different kind of fungal elements.
Really? How fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it develop. I've seen like barely a glimpse of your final dragon here, so I do not know exactly what you do.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly lacks in some of like the finishing elements that I've been trying to practice as somebody new to digital art. Like, I don't think I do a lot with layers or masks or any of the nice...
Oh, so this is all just one layer doodling it up?
This is currently one layer, I think.
Mine is pretty much all on one layer for the lines as well, but then I start adding color and some other stuff on there.
And of course, this puts me right back in my bad habits of refining as I go.
Yeah, in our last episode we did our thumbnail exercise, which the whole purpose of was
forward,
to get away
5
from
steps
that.
back, right?
Well, I was talking to you earlier about stuff like that with how, you do something like either a particular exercise or you follow a tutorial and you learn something new. And then you go to, maybe a week or two later, practice something or do something else, or maybe a couple days later, and all of it kind of flies out the window. But you can still harken back to that knowledge and see like where you made a mistake or where you could improve. Not necessarily a mistake, but where you can push yourself further.
Absolutely. And like I said in the last video, I did benefit by that thumbnail exercise. I want to encourage you there and say that was a good choice. And you made a good choice for our journey as artists because I do utilize that information and knowledge later. Not this time, but later.
in our next one, in our upcoming episode.
And you are so good. You're sticking to a good workflow here. You know, you blocked in your line work, you did a base color, now you're adding in splotches of color. I like to see you work because it's always a reminder of, hey, here's a pathway to success. You too can get on this pathway.
Well, I actually need to get a lot better at what I'm doing here. I need to get better at my process because what I want to start doing is start with that sketch. Like if I was doing a really polished piece that I was going to be, spending many hours on. I would start with the sketch. I would then refine my lines. Then I would do what I'm doing here, which is just getting the base color. Then I would add shading, then I would add lighting and maybe some like materials and some other little finishing touches. But those steps can help kind of guide you to, or give you like a little bit of a formula to follow. And it's not the way you always have to paint or the way you always have to draw. There's a million different ways to go about it. You can be more loose. You can just do some line art like you're doing here. And I think you add a little bit of tinge of color there.
I do add a little color at the end. Where is your dragon reference from?
I'm not sure. I grabbed it off of Pinterest.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of mushrooms, Abby, we found a very rare mushroom.
A very
recently.
rare mushroom.
The
So
rarest
rare.
of
I took a picture
mushrooms.
immediately and sent it to my dad because it was a morel mushroom.
I actually think we've talked about this on Drawbli
We
before
absolutely
when
have.
we were drawing mushrooms in the past.
Yes, and I sent it to my dad, and I said, oh, we found a morel mushroom in our front yard. And he was actually in Illinois at that moment, way out in the boonies.
Well, hold on. You have to explain morel mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. For those who didn't watch the mushroom episode, I talked all about morel mushroom hunting in like the Kentucky, Illinois, Midwest region. There's a 2-week time span
Only
where
2
these
weeks
mushrooms
for the entire
grow
year.
called morels, and they are highly prized. You can purchase them in grocery stores in a kind of dried out and withered state.
Hold on.
For a lot of money.
Saying highly prized is not quite accurate because people will sneak onto your
They
property.
will trespass.
Like they will do anything to get
They
these freaking
will
mushrooms.
mislead you. They will try to tell you like, oh yeah, I mean, because they're all friendly out there. Like
No,
I found
not
some
at all.
out off of Bill's place off in the backwoods on the left side, and actually it was on the right side. They're not
Oh
going to
my
actually
God.
tell you where the good spots were. There are certain natural identifiers of good areas, little hillsides near water. There's different indicators. I won't share all the ones I know, but that's all of them anyway.
There's a plant.
We saw
some
TikTok recently
that was
about
talking
this.
about some plant that you can find
Yeah.
that like helps indicate you're at the correct season. or
But
time
I don't
of the
know
year.
if that's true because I don't
Ooh,
remember.
could have been trying to lead you
He
astray.
could have been
Oh,
trying to make
man.
you go too
We've
late or
been
too
tricked.
early.
Anyway, we found one of these very special mushrooms just growing in our front yard.
I was so excited.
In our landscaping. So Abby took a picture, and the next day it was gone.
Yeah, they are very quick. My dad said, oh yeah, I just found 7 or 8 in a space I never found them before. He has this places memorized where they
Wow.
are, where the really nice big ones grow. So
Very, trained hunter.
yes, I'd love to go mushrooming again someday, but we'd have to go
I've
out
never
there.
done it.
I would love to take you.
We should go.
And then you can meet my grandma on my dad's side.
We can do it.
Okay.
How exciting. We have recently been doing a lot of walks where we have been identifying not mushrooms, but trees.
Yes, we've been using Google Lens. If you haven't used that before, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's just the Google app, and the photo taking portion of it allows you to like identify literally anything. I mean, it uses like AI or
Sometimes it's a little off, but we've identified white cedar. Although we did have the opportunity recently to go to a different graveyard because we're going to a lot of graveyards. A lot of the green spaces around us that are nice happen to also be graveyards. So
You can't just drop that we've been going to a lot of graveyards without like explaining that. We were driving. Wow, Abby, you were just throwing this one off the rails.
I feel like it's so natural.
For you. So there is a graveyard close by to where we live. we can pretty much go and just walk over there. It's a relatively small graveyard. But we were driving past this other small-looking graveyard the other day, and we're like, we've driven, we've lived over here for a really long time. Let's just go drive in there and check it out real quick. We've driven past this a million times.
Mm-hmm.
So we just pulled in, and it's this, it looks really small. And then you crest over this hill, and it's just absolutely massive. Like, it is huge. One of the biggest graveyard, green spaces I've ever been.
Beautiful old green space, ancient trees everywhere, because this graveyard has been around since the 1870s. It had people in it who died in the 1870s.
But anyway, you go into this area, it's huge, and then you go down in this valley, and you crest another hill, and you realize it is like 3 times bigger than that. It is like massive. It is absolutely huge. Bigger than the park that we have just down the street from us.
And the park is great, but the graveyards, that is where it's at.
It actually is. But anyway, we mention all of that to say that we've been just going on walks and identifying some fun-looking trees using this Google Lens app.
It inspired me to look up other graveyards in the area. One of them was also, though, a dual arboretum, meaning some of the trees were pre-identified.
We've been getting into using the Google Lens to identify some fun trees and figure out what's going on there. We're tree buffs now.
Yeah.
That's our thing.
Yes, we are tree buffs. We can identify like 5 or 6 different trees now, everybody. So basically call us for all your tree questions and needs, because we know a few of them.
I think I can remember like 2 of them.
We know the ginkgo tree and the cedar tree.
Wow, that's so many trees.
And the sweet gum tree.
Oh yes, we do have a lot of sweet gum trees around here.
Yes.
That is the one that drops the big spiky balls, or not big, but like golf ball sized.
Yeah. And we know
those are everywhere around
pear
here.
Tree. We do have all the Bradford.
We have all the
too.
stinky trees here. Yes, we have a lot of very fun nature around us.
Comment below with what kind of trees are local to you. I want to know. Tell me your favorite local tree, because I really will look them up and learn all about them. I love trees.
Abby is a tree nut now.
Yes, a tree nut. Oh, tree nuts. Some people are allergic.
But, we haven't really done a lot of identifying of any fungi, other than the morel mushroom that we have found.
This is true.
We will have to find some more fungi.
Yes.
And then in the future, we can draw them.
Yeah, then when I ask you what your favorite fungi is, you'll have an actual answer.
I think I could name the morel mushroom and maybe the standard white puff thing.
No, the white puff.
Yeah.
I like the puffball mushrooms where you step on them and they explode in a cloud of
and then it
mushroom
poisons
smoke.
You and you die. Oh yeah, those things are nasty.
They're pretty
Seen them in the swamp.
nasty. Yeah, yeah.
Well, hey, I really like how your dragon is coming together over there. He's really fun. It is one dragon, right, with 3 heads?
It is one dragon with 3 heads.
Okay.
And this last guy I added is really scary. He's more like a horror film dragon than a kind of just a dragony dragon like the other 2.
Yeah.
So I almost regretted adding
style.
him. That or he either looks too scary or too goofy with his little grin. So
he's like somewhere in between. He's almost like puppet-like. Where he's very
and he's
creepy,
just popping
but
up
also
in the back. Like, hi, I'm here too. So I gave him these goofy, kind of droopy antlers type things.
That are mushrooms.
Yeah, that are mushrooms.
It is super cool. What's the one on the bottom right? What's he about?
He has kind of those fanning fungi that you see like growing on the sides of trees.
He feels like a water drake or something.
Oh, yeah?
It feels like he's got fins.
Yeah.
Very cool idea.
Yeah. I liked bringing in that element. And then I gave the top dragon, I've seen a lot of people using this mushroom that has like these black drips coming off of it, and that there's an actual mushroom that looks like this. So I tried to emulate this a little bit.
It's got black drips, like water, like
no,
liquid?
like it looks like black drops, but it's actual material part of the mushroom. But I can't tell you what it is because I'm not a fungi expert yet, but I will be.
I want to be a fun guy.
I want to know about mushrooms.
Well, mine is also slowly getting there. I had a lot of trouble earlier on. Some people who are watching might have seen me playing around with some masking around the mouth. I ended up messing up some of my layering effects, and it just caused a huge mess of issues.
Oh, but you wouldn't know from looking at it.
Well, I spent a long time messing with that. Way too long. But I'm starting to try to make my shading a little
Oh,
better.
okay. Well, it sounds
Add
like you
some-
did learn something then, even if it was a what not to do versus what to do. That's always valuable too.
Well, the what not to do was don't mess it up in the first place.
Don't mess it up in the first place. You learned how to not mess it up in the first. Anyway, I think your concept for this turned out so cool, very creative.
So creative.
Yeah, I have not seen anything like
it
this
feels-
personally,
oh,
so
no, this
I'm
is-
really pleased with what you did.
No, I feel like this is so childish and very simple, and it's like it's a fun idea, a fungi idea, but the execution, in my opinion, could be a lot better.
I think a lot of people probably feel that about their concepts, which is why concept art is its own thing, because it is one thing to have a really cool idea and another thing to execute it. I'd love for us to get to a point where we can have our cool ideas and eat it too,
Wow.
to be able to say, oh, this cool idea, and you make it a reality without just having to say, oh, I can only draw what I've referenced for.
That is the one of the
Or
steps along the way.
very specific reference for, I should say. Because I know even concept artists will bring in like references for different elements of their art.
Absolutely. That is, something that we did here, or I did here, sorry. I brought in some references of some dragons and some mushrooms, and I used those to help kind of lead the direction. And that is something that we will do more of in the future, We will get better at concepting. We
Yeah.
will get better at the drawing.
And these creative prompts are such a great way to move in that direction.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sierra, for sending that one in.
Yeah, that was really cool, really fun, very helpful. Oh, and then adding in some color. I went really light with my color here. I actually end up desaturating
Yeah, I was gonna
after
say
I
this
do
looks
this.
really strong compared to the glimpse. I remember like the colors very
Yeah,
faded out.
I wanted it to kind of take on that kind of faded old like field manual look. Like somebody had
yeah.
identified this in the
No,
wild
I love that.
and jotted it down.
and threw some like quick watercolor.
Yeah,
on there.
exactly.
I
Just
love
quick,
it.
because you better get away from
Just-
that, right?
Yeah. Oh. Oh no.
I mean, look at Harold in the back there. You don't want to be near him any more than you probably have to.
Oh, his name's Harold.
I did name him Harold because he's so goofy.
He is fun. What about the other two?
I didn't name them.
Why
Would you like
not?
to name them?
I'll name one,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone else in the comments can name the others.
Okay.
The one with the fins. The grinning one. The grinning one on the left. His
Oh,
name.
I like that you identified him as grinning. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, he's giggling. He's
Yeah.
just having a good old laugh and gaff back there. His name is Jormander.
You always do Jorm. I feel like
You-
that's always your name.
What does that even mean?
You always-
His name is Jormander. Ancient name.
Norwegian
Ancient
name.
Dragon name.
He's a Norwegian ridgeback, mushroom back.
Yeah.
He actually is my favorite. I like the mushrooms on him probably the best out of all of them.
But his friends call him Jorm.
Jorm? Okay. Yeah, I think you always choose that name.
I don't know what that means because this phrase has never came out of my mouth.
If we get a pet, you can name it Jorm. Oh, I like that you gave yours a background, the blue sky. That's pretty.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating some of the contrast on him. Obviously not that dark. I faded out. I do my classic opacity,
Yeah.
whatnot
No,
nonsense.
I think yours turned out excellent. I love that.
Why, thank you. And I really love how you finalized that with the like white on the little highlights. I think that adds a whole nother level to your final dragons, to Jorm and what was it, Harold?
Jorm and Harold, yeah, that was a little piece of experimentation. Towards the end, definitely, I did not go back and do any further refinement.
Was that sarcasm?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Okay. Neither did I.
I think I was tired and I was like, okay, done with the dragons
Close
now.
enough. Good, yes.
Artisting is hard work.
It is. Well, hey, down in the comments below, definitely name that third dragon head, and definitely give us a name for my mushy gushy dragon.
I
as
love
well.
your mushy gushy dragon. He looks so cool.
Well, hey, click that subscribe button if you are new around here.
And comment below with other ideas of things that can make us better artists.
Yeah, some awesome prompts. We would love them. We love mushroom dragons.
Thank you again.
And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Jormander? That's something I said before in my life.